Hi, hello everyone. This is Shadzia, aka Vita. Yes, just like I told you in my introduction video, for those who haven't watched it, you can go back and watch to know more about what we're going to be dealing with on this channel. And I told you that we are going to talk about information literacy. Today we are diving in, understanding more about information literacy. What is information literacy? When we talk about information literacy, what literally comes into your mind? What do you think about? What exactly is information literacy? If you hear about someone talking about information literacy, what do you understand? I know you have had people talk about information literacy skills, but when someone talks about such a definition or term, what comes into your mind? Information literacy forms the basis for lifelong learning and is a common to all disciplines and all learning environments and to all levels of education. So it doesn't matter which level you are on, whether you're at the university or you're in secondary, it matters to all levels of education. It enables a learner to master content and extend their investigations and become more self-directed and assume greater control over their own learning. An information literate individual is able to, one, that person is able to use information effectively to accomplish a certain purpose. If you get information, you can extract whatever you want and achieve a specific purpose. That person is able to evaluate information and its sources critically. You can easily identify what is misinformation and what is not misinformation. You can evaluate the information critically and its source. You can determine the extent of information needed. If a person is information literate, they can identify the extent of information that is needed, and they can also access the needed information effectively and efficiently. They do not find difficulties when searching for information or looking for any information. How can one use information literacy skills? Automatically, I know we have been talking about information literacy skills, but how can one apply them? Like, how can I use information literacy skills? First of all, you need to know just not how to learn, but also to teach ourselves. We must acquire the skills necessary to be independent and self-directed learners. An information literate person, should be able to, number one, you should also identify. Just not that word, identify. You have to identify the information needs and determine the extent of information needed. Sometimes you're going to search, but it's not that whatever is brought to you is needed. So you should be able to identify, how can I identify information needed and to what extent? For example, I've opened up my browser. You can open up any browser depending on what you prefer best. And imagine you're going to search about something, but you don't want the other thing to appear what is not necessary. For example, I'm going to search about Gulu City, but I don't want the whole district to be brought. I only want to deal with Gulu City. I only want issues that deal with Gulu City without the whole district being seen. So what do? Automatically, if I just type in Gulu City, maybe at some point they're going to bring for me even Gulu district, but what I want is Gulu City without the district. That's what we talk about when we talk about information literacy. For example, I've typed here and I've typed Gulu City / then district. The slash shows that whatever comes after that, I don't need it in my information. I only need what comes before that. So I can now search. And you're going to see that most of the things that they're going to bring are all about Gulu City. See, that is Gulu City, Gulu main market, and all this is in the Gulu City, in the city, but it's always out the district. Okay, so we can, another thing that a person who is information literate should be able to do is to locate. You should always locate and retrieve appropriate sources of information. Sometimes you may be doing research, like professional environment. Maybe you're doing research work, but you need something that can provide you with the specific information or information that has been cited and sort of the thing. So how can you locate and retrieve proper sources of information? That is to understand the structure of information. How is it provided, organized, stored, and retrieved, and all that can be done by someone who is information literate. And most of the times, I would advise people to use Google Scholar, because most of the times you're going to find articles there, articles that have been cited, and it's always good to cite if you've used someone else's work. So, for example, how to scholars or professionals keep up to data and to contribute to their field. That is how that person should be able to locate and retrieve appropriate sources of information. The other thing is to evaluate. If someone is information literate, they should be able to evaluate information and its sources critically. When I talk about evaluating information and its sources critically, what do I mean and how do you understand it? Understand different types of sources and formats and how to use them. Evaluate it and the reliability of the information retrieved. One should be able to understand the different types of sources. There are many types of sources. You may get the information from a textbook. You may get information from the article. You may get information from the social media platforms. Maybe YouTube, maybe have used artificial intelligence. So you should be able to understand the different types of sources and formats and how you can cite that information, the source of your information that you have used. You should be able to synthesize the information retrieved, integrate it into one's current knowledge base, and successfully apply it to the original information needed. The other thing is to present this newly acquired knowledge so that others can use it. In case of a person who is information literate should be able to present the newly acquired information or knowledge so that others can use it. Maybe you are doing a research and you're presenting it. That information, that newly acquired knowledge, should be able, others should be able to use it. It shouldn't only stop on you. So if you're information literate, you should be able to present that newly acquired knowledge so that others can use it. So proper citing of the sources is one of the things, is how one of the way you can present your newly acquired knowledge so that others can use it. Maybe there is something you didn't explain very well in your research, but if someone looks at how you cited, you can refer them to read maybe an article or a book that you used, and they can get more information and knowledge and even dive more into a certain topic depending on the topic that you have searched. And you should be able to relate these abilities and concerns to new projects and disciplines. So translate these abilities. And when you talk about translate, there are some terms that are really difficult to understand, but translate them in our day-to-day life so that people can understand them. So those are some of the things, those are some of the ways we can use information literacy skills and we can apply them in our day-to-day life. That is using it in decision making, in academic research and professional environment. So there are many ways you can use the information literacy skills. And for a person to be information literacy, you first need to identify information needed, locate and retrieve proper sources of information, evaluate the information and its sources critically, synthesize the information retrieved, present the newly acquired knowledge, and translate these abilities. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and like the video. There is a lot more when it comes to information literacy. Just like I told you that if most of the times if you're dealing with research and sort, I would advise you to use Google Scholar. Just go to Google and type in Google Scholar. That is Google Scholar. They have even already brought it for me. That is Google Scholar. And Google Scholar, you open it and they're going to bring for you articles. You can open and they're going to bring for you all the articles depending on what you're going to search. So type in whatever you want depending on the information you're searching, depending on what you want, and they're going to bring them in form of articles, and it is going to be easier for you to cite. Maybe even you need a book. So thank you so much. Don't forget to follow, Don't forget to like and hit the notification bell. I love you. May God bless you, and continue watching my videos. And I love your comments. Please don't forget to comment, because your comments help me know my weakness and where to improve. Thank you so much.